When Imam Mahdi emerges, at that time, the Gog and Magog war will take place. This book explains it. An Islamic view of Gog and Magog in the modern world, and if one person will have to come forward and volunteer to translate it to Bahasa, inshallah. At that time, the clash takes place between the American-led alliance, the Russian-led alliance. The nuclear war takes place with thousands of nuclear weapons exploding. I think that will be the moment when this verse of Suratul Isra will be fulfilled. Suratul Isra, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the warning, وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا. It is as though you're hearing the verse for the first time, because you've never heard the verse in the context in which it's being given now. And not a single city will escape. None. They will all be destroyed, says Allah. All. And those which escape destruction will be punished with terrible punishment. And this is a matter inscribed in the Kitab. Maybe that if you're out of electronic range, you know, the cell phone, you will not be incinerated. This is the end of modern Western civilization dominance over the world. Maybe another 20, 25 years, that's all we have to endure. This is the end of the modern secular state and all the patriotism it demands of us. And this is the time when Darul Islam will be restored, whether they like it or whether they don't. This is the time when the Khilafah will be restored. This is the time when Imam al-Mahdi will rule over us. The Shia who follow him at that time are our brothers. The Sunni who follow him at that time, I don't think there'll be many Sunnis following him. They will say, he's a terrorist. Our brothers. And so Shia and Sunni, both following the Imam, will constitute the Ummah of Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. When will that happen? How much time is there left? Let us attend to this and we'll then end the lecture. Imam al-Mahdi cannot emerge until Allah ordains that he must emerge. So no government has charge over this. When will Allah ordain that he must emerge? Because as soon as he emerges, he's going to head for Makkah and he's going to proclaim himself the Imam. An army will then march against him from Sham. And that army, as it crosses Medina, going south to Mecca, will be swallowed by the third khas. One in the east, one in the west, one in Arabia. When that army is swallowed by the earth, that is the validation. That is the conclusive validation that this man is indeed the Imam. Not eclipses in the sky, the sinking of the earth. When that army sinks down into the earth and is swallowed, then the Abdal from Sham and Iraq will come to the Imam to offer bay'ah. The Sufis have hijacked this word, Abdal. So I got to take it back from them. I got to take it back from them. And they say that the Abdal are some mysterious people There are always only 40 of them and so on, and they have the world in their hands and so on. No. Abdal means when one dies, another one replaces him. This one dies, another one replaces him. This one dies, another one replaces him. The Abdal. So if you're listening, Washington, let us introduce you to the Abdal. When you don't have any more money to buy white people from South Africa to go and fight for you in Iraq and in Afghanistan, you know, white South Africans. When you have no more money to offer bribes of green card and citizenship to get people to go and join the American army, to go and kill Muslims. You're running out of soldiers. I want you to know, Washington, that we will never run out. We will never run out. Because when one dies, another one takes his place. And when he dies, another one takes his place. These are the words of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. These are the Abdal. They are the Mujahideen who are waging a just struggle for liberation from oppression and liberation from occupation of the land. They will now come to give the bay'ah to Imam al-Mahdi. Imam will now be attacked from an army of the Quraysh, said the Prophet ﷺ. An army of the Kalb, and he will defeat that army. Would it be a Saudi army? Looks very much like that to me. Looks very much like that to me, but Allah knows best. When he defeats that army, then Jaziratul Arab, another term out of the cold storage. See, good thing we left the door open, eh? Jaziratul Arab, when last did you hear that term? Jaziratul Arab is the Arabian Peninsula. Today it has been hijacked and there is an obnoxious name called the the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Squatting. So there will be no more Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is Jaziratul Arab will be restored. And when Jaziratul Arab is liberated, then Darul Islam is restored. This is the implication. Now tell me, would you release Imam al-Mahdi into the world when the Zionists have read all of these ahadith? They know it all. Would you release Imam al-Mahdi into the world before Israel replaces the United States as the ruling state? It doesn't make sense. No. Would you release Imam al-Mahdi into the world before Israel rules the world? And Dajjal is in his day, which is like a week. You have to read this book, Jerusalem in the Quran, to understand that. Israel is about to launch her big wars, either this year or next year, attacking Pakistan to destroy the nuclear plants and nuclear weapons, attacking Iran, attacking Egypt so you can occupy the territory from the river Nile to the river Euphrates. If you want to know why, there's a book outside entitled The Religion of Abraham and the State of Israel, a view from the Quran. My view, and Allah knows best, is that Allah will not release Imam al-Mahdi into the world until Dajjal has completed his mission. Or he is very close to completion of his mission. And so Dajjal has to be born. He has to be born of Jewish parents. He's not been born as yet. But he's already created modern Western civilization because he's already released into the world. He's already released into the world. He's close to the end of his mission, but he's not as yet been born as a human being. When he's born as a human being, he'll be a Jew. He'll grow up to be a young man, he'll be powerfully built, he'll have curly hair. He'll rule the world from Jerusalem. And then he will proclaim, I am the Messiah, Al-Mahdi, Al-Masih. And when they accept him, Al-Masih, he can rub his hands and he can say, come on, help me. Mission accomplished. I've given them a 6 for a 9, I've deceived them. And now they've been taken to the greatest destruction that they will ever experience in history, Banu Israel. And so by my calculation, and Allah knows best, we are still probably another 20, 25 years away before that event occurs when Imam Mahdi will emerge. Finally, I want to remind you about the conference on riba. There's a book on riba outside, and there's this little book, you have no excuse, it's so small. The Gold Dinar and Silver Dirham, Islam and the Future of Money. Many people have been asking, where did Imran Hossein study? Who was his teacher? What kitab did he read? Because we don't hear anybody else speaking like this. If you want to know more about me, you can begin by reading this very interesting book, the Islamic Travelogue, which is outside. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين.